Thank you, members of the orchestra, for getting us going. Before we begin our ceremony, I've been asked to announce that if any of you would prefer to leave these beautiful surroundings and observe the commencement proceedings indoors, live streaming is available in Mara Auditorium of Masters Hall. Ushers are ready to guide you to that location. To provide maximum visibility and respect for all, we ask that you remain seated and silence all mobile devices. Let me add one more thing. If you have any inclination as the sun is shining down to raise an umbrella, please respect those who are behind you and around you and don't. And now, Gettysburg College is proud to present the class of 2026. We ask you now to please rise if you are able, remove your caps as Ella Rideway, a member of the class of 2026, leads us in the singing of the national anthem.
Anyone want to sing the national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, worth the wait. Thank you, Ella. The 191st commencement of Gettysburg College will be opened with the posting of the flag of 2026. All right. You all may be seated. You all may be seated. Director of Religious and Spiritual Life and College Chaplain Bright will now offer the land acknowledgement and deliver the invocation.
Good morning. We begin our ceremony today with an acknowledgement of the land for which we stand and the peoples who steward it across the generations. Gettysburg College recognizes the connections Indigenous peoples have to this land and acknowledge the impact of settler colonialism. We will honor Indigenous past and present to ensure vibrant futures. We commit to deepen our relationship with the land and the human and other relatives with whom it is shared. Won't you pray with me? Mother dear, Father divine, Spirit of life, in your great goodness, orient your being toward our assembly here today. Make yourself known to us and grace us with your presence. Help us to form memory with time, deep breaths, hand-holding, and tears both happy and sad. Surely you will listen to the prayers of us, your people. We thank you for our lives and for being yet alive today, for the power, opportunity, community, and proximity that help us shape our destiny. You who energize the vaporous, fragile substance of our existence and call us into being, let us also turn our hearts toward you, that we might reflect the shine of your great light. Amen and Ashe. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium President Bob Giuliano.
Good morning, everyone, and a hearty welcome for our 191st commencement ceremony at Gettysburg College. A special welcome to our parents, families, friends with us here today, and most importantly, to this incredible class of 2026. Class of 2026, you passed through Pennsylvania Hall this morning a very different person than you arrived just 4 years ago. You have been changed forever. You have been changed because of your own hard work and dedication, which we are here to celebrate today. You have also been changed by virtue of the people who walked alongside you during your journey. Your friends and classmates, your family and loved ones, our remarkable faculty who placed your growth and support at the very center of their efforts. Our GLC staff and our coaches, our Servo team and landscaping crews, and so many others. There's a well-known African proverb, one I suspect you have heard. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Graduates, today we celebrate you and just how far you have traveled, but I'd ask you if you would join me in thanking the very many people who traveled along with you and made your journey all the more joyful and all the more transformative. You graduate a different person today for yet another reason beyond your hard work and the support of others. You've also been changed by virtue of the education you've received here. As you head into a world marked with so much volatility and uncertainty, I want to highlight a particular aspect of your education that will hold you in good stead for the rest of your life. Your willingness to embrace discomfort, uncertainty, openness is central to personal growth and understanding. Step back with me, not to the turn of this century, but to last. An aspiring poet sends a collection of his work to a well-known Austrian poet of his time, Rainer Maria Rilke, seeking advice. Perhaps, as you have experienced when sharing drafts of your papers with our faculty, the aspiring poet doesn't quite get the direct feedback on what he's written. Rather, Rilke offers more reflective advice. He wrote, and I paraphrase from the translation from the original German, "Be patient towards all that is unsolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing, live along some distant day into the answer." Live the questions now. It's profound advice. It's also a bit scary because it's a call for bravery. Unanswered questions can be discomforting. They can invite us into uncharted spaces, to places where what awaits may call into questions our unsettled assumptions about the world and ourselves. As you've experienced over these past 4 years, constructive discomfort is okay. It's where authentic learning and growth takes place. Consider one of my favorite first-year seminars, one I know several of you took. It was provocatively called Fail This Course. Now, to the families in our audience, don't be alarmed. We don't actually want our students to fail the courses. Even Professor Berkner, with his historical methods class, wouldn't want that to happen, right, Michael? He's not answering. Rather, the seminar immersed our students in our Rogers Center for Creativity and Innovation, and it challenged them to use makerspace to create a project, from building a model rocket to team designs and to so much more. If you've ever done a project like this, it will come as no surprise that the first tries often go awry, maybe even the second, and the third, and the fourth. Maybe it never quite comes together. In its very design, this course captured an essential truth about how a quality education works, about how that education prepares you to lead a consequential life, about how to, in Rilke's words, live the question. To go back to the African proverb, the journey matters as much as the outcome, maybe even more. And here's what the first-year seminar particularly understood. We learn best not when the journey is easy and familiar, but when it is hard and unfamiliar. When we are exposed to ideas that are new to us, or maybe even disagreeable to us. When we take on tasks where we might stumble, where we might face setbacks. When we need help, need to lean on a friend or a colleague to get us unstuck. Because here's the truth about a good education. It unsettles, it disrupts, it puts complicated questions before us, it asks us to see through another's eyes, it makes us uncomfortable. These moments of discomfort may be hard, but they are the most life-altering, changing you from the person you were to the person you are now. Graduates, in a few minutes, I'll meet you down on the stage, and one by one, I'll hand each of you your Gettysburg diploma, a physical symbol of what you've accomplished over these past 4 years, something that will bring your thoughts back to campus whenever you see it, maybe next week, maybe next year, maybe in that iconic 25th reunion that will come sooner than you think it will. For as powerful as that physical symbol is, you are graduating with something that is less tangible, but at least as important. In the times ahead, you will be regularly presented with the new, the unfamiliar, the uncomfortable. You will experience uncertainty and unease. A new problem at work, a colleague who sees the world very differently from you, or as any parent will recount, one of those insightful, wondrous, and unanswerable questions that only a 3-year-old knows how to ask. Your education at Gettysburg has you ready for these moments. It has taught you to live the question, to embrace the uncomfortable, to be open to the unexpected, to learn, to unlearn, and to relearn. In a world likely to be turned on its head by AI, that may be the most valuable gift with which you are leaving here today. If you continue to hone that sense of openness and continue to embrace that discomfort, you will thrive ahead in the years ahead, regardless of what life throws at you. And when you reflect on the conversation happening today across the country, a conversation that some argue should be off limits in education, topics that could cause discomfort, consider how your Gettysburg education would have been diminished if it were confined to the familiar and to the comfortable. At least in my view, we do not live the question by taking issues off the table. We live it by examining hard questions directly. And we do not live the question by restricting what we study and the ideas we confront. We live it by seeing the complexity and struggling to make sense of it. That's what a good education does. That's what we have readied you to do as you face the opportunities and the challenges in your life. As president of this remarkable college, I am incredibly proud of how our community delivers on this education now and always, and I am proud of what you have accomplished and how you will use that education in the years ahead. Let me conclude. Last week, one of my graduating advisees stopped by, not quite ready to say goodbye, but knowing that moment was coming fast at us. Our conversation was both timeless and intensely personal as she reflected on her gratitude for an amazing 4 years and the swirl of emotions surrounding her upcoming graduation. It's a conversation I've had with many of you over the past couple of weeks, and it's a conversation I know you are having with each other. We both found ourselves drawn to a quote often attributed, perhaps inaccurately, to the author of Winnie the Pooh, A.A. Milne. Perhaps you know it. I can certainly hear Pooh saying it. How lucky am I to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard? Lucky indeed, and a perfect sentiment for this moment. My advisee is pursuing a master's in Italy next year. As our conversation concluded, we debated on whether ciao or arrivederci was right for the moment. Although the debate quickly exceeded my limited knowledge of Italian, sorry, Professor Perry, we both felt that arrivederci was too formal, too distant for the circumstances. We settled on ciao for all the right reasons. And so from me to you, ciao. Although you are graduating today, you will always be a part of this community and always have a home here. Ciao leaves the porch light burning a bit more brightly, anticipating your return. Congratulations, graduates, and good luck with all that's ahead. It is now my pleasure and honor to introduce our senior class speaker, Bijruti Rijal. I warned her last night at dinner she'd get the largest applause of the day. Bijruti will graduate with a Bachelor's of Science in Biology and a minor in Neuroscience. She is from Kathmandu, Nepal. The second loudest cheer. She has been an active member of our college community, most notably serving as a residence coordinator and a research assistant in the psychology department, working in the Center for Global Education and the Office of Admissions, and conducting summer research through our cross-disciplinary science institute, XSIG. Throughout her 4 years, Bishruti has pursued initiatives that has allowed her to leave a lasting mark on our campus. She engaged in programming through our Center for Public Service, our Garth White Leadership Center, our Eisenhower Institute, and during the spring of her junior year, she studied abroad in Hungary, yet further expanding her perspective on our world. Yet, above all, Bishruti gained lifelong friendships as the RC for our newly renovated Stein Hall and as a member of her Alpha Omicron Pi sorority. Upon graduation, Bishruti plans to pursue a career in the research tech industry where she hopes to work in translational medicine or neurogenetics. Please join me in welcoming our class of 2026 speaker.
Thank you, President Uliano. Hi, everyone. Namaste. I am very grateful to be up here today and have this special opportunity to address the class of 2026. But before I say anything, I want you to think of the people who were there for you these past 4 years. The teammate who pushed you past what you thought you were capable of, the lab partner who stayed late when nothing was working, the professor who said the right thing at the right time, the friend you knew of your freshman year who somehow became your person by senior year. Take a moment to picture these Gettysburgians. 4 years ago, we walked into something unknown, a new place with new people and no clear roadmap. For me, this was especially true. I came from Nepal, around 8,000 miles away, carrying 19 years of my life in 2 suitcases with no idea of what was to come next. But here's the thing about crossing an ocean. It sounds brave from the outside, but on the inside, it's like treading water. That first stretch of figuring out your major, your people, who you even were, was a lot. Some of you may understand when I say that Gettysburg was hard before it was home. The adjustment, the homesickness, eating alone in Servo, the quiet moments in a crowd, wondering if you made the right choice. Fighting your own battles in this historic battlefield. But before I knew it, I began figuring it out. I didn't get here because of having a plan. In fact, if senior year has taught me something, it's that plans are more of a loose suggestion. For me, it was a promise that I made to myself, to say yes to new opportunities and invitations, no matter how uncomfortable, like being up here today. And that is when everything changed. It led me to the people who supported me through all of this. Another thing about crossing an ocean, you don't cross oceans alone. Finding my people didn't happen all at once. It looked like the late 10 p.m. community meetings with Stein 2, study sessions on the first floor of the library, finding my best friends through my res ed community, XSIG summers spent doing research or playing beach volleyball, and slowly realizing that I found my closest friends without even trying. It also looked like Dr. Horizmi telling me, knowing what you don't like is just as important as knowing what you do. While that meant I left his lab the following year, sorry, Dr. H, it also meant that I got the support to grow my interest in what I wanted to do in the future. It looked like finding people who wanted the best for you and trusting their advice. Earlier this year, when there was a crisis in Nepal, it looked like messages from friends or emails from professors checking in. It meant that having food from home on campus because the international community showed up without even being asked. And that's what I mean when I say you don't cross oceans alone. Quietly, between classes, club meetings, games, late nights at Halal, at Bursts, at GAD, cheering on prospective students, laughing at a friend screaming, "Can't teach height!" at a visiting volleyball game just for the school spirit. Go Bullets, go Scott. We build community here, the kind that shows up. The people around you here are not just your college friends. They are not just a chapter in your life that ends today. They are proof that you already know how to do hard things. They are how you'll do the next hard thing too. They are your lifeboat as you embark on life's next great journey. 4 years ago, we walked into the unknown and we found our people. Now we walk into the unknown, but we bring these people with us. That is not a small difference. This Gettysburg network is more powerful than you think, not just because of the LinkedIn connections or CC emails, which I'm sure you've got plenty of this year, but because these people know you. They care about you. They are sitting next to you, cheering for you today. So stay connected. Reach out when you're struggling. Reach out when you're job hunting. Reach out when you're back on your feet. And if something reminds you of someone, tell them. If a cookie reminds you of Servo and a friend, text that friend. You may not know where you're going yet, and that's okay. Neither do I. But here's what I do know. We have done this before. We leave here with knowledge, perspective, and resilience. But most importantly, we leave here knowing how to find our footing in unfamiliar places, because we already proved that we could. I crossed an ocean and found a home in a small town I will forever cherish, and in the people who lifted me in ways I never expected. And that's Gettysburg. One last time, I invite you to think of the people who were there for you these past 4 years. Take a moment to picture these Gettysburgians. Before you leave campus today, remember to thank them, really thank them. And then make a promise to yourselves that when someone else is crossing their ocean, you'll say yes to the opportunity to be there for them. Say yes to the person who shows up. Because that's what Gettysburg taught us, that we are a community, now and always. Congratulations, class of 2026. We did it. I would now like to ask the co-chairs of the Senior Class Gift Committee to come to the podium. Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Alessia Boazo.
I'm Bruno Garcia.
And I am Deja Hill, and we are members of the class of 2026 and co-chairs of the Senior Class Gift Committee.
The Senior Class Gift Committee educates the graduating class on the impact of philanthropy and encourages seniors to make a gift to an area of campus that is meaningful to them. Giving back helps support future student-faculty research, students in need of financial assistance, and invest in the academic and co-curricular activities that build our community. We are excited to share the results of our successful campaign with you all today.
This year, 126 members of the class of 2026 participated in the Senior Class Gift Campaign. In addition, 320 senior families made a gift to strengthen the Gettysburg experience for future classes. Together, in honor of the class of 2026, a total of $516,768 was contributed to more than 40 areas of campus, including sports teams, academic departments, the Gettysburg Fund, and a variety of other impactful designations across the college.
On behalf of the Senior Class Gift Committee, we would like to thank all of the seniors who contributed to this campaign. You took your first steps towards being involved alumni by supporting the areas on campus that positively impacted your Gettysburg experience.
Congratulations again to everyone graduating today, and thank you for your support. We hope to see you all at the reunion in 2031.
Thank you.
Good morning to the class and the parents and the friends of 2026. Wonderful. Congratulations. Mr. President, we are proud to present 4 candidates for honorary degrees this morning. These individuals have demonstrated a commitment to excellence and the values and ideals inherent in the liberal arts tradition through their work and through their lives. Mr. Chad Smith, please come forward. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Chad Smith for the degree of Doctor of Music, honoris causa.
Chad Smith, as a native of Gettysburg, you have taken your love of music, performance, and education to extraordinary heights. Your father, Bob Smith, was a 1959 Gettysburg graduate who returned to campus as an impactful member of our staff for decades. Your time spent roaming this campus in your youth served as a journey of self-discovery, eventually leading you to your own career pursuits. After earning degrees at Tufts University and the New England Conservatory of Music, you went on to join the New World Symphony and served executive roles at the Los Angeles Philharmonic and New York Philharmonic. In your current position as the Julian and Eunice Cohn President and CEO of the Boston Symphony Orchestra, you bring classical music to global audiences and open doors to the next generation of world-class musicians, some of whom may be among us today. Chad Smith, in recognition of these accomplishments, which reflect brilliantly on your Gettysburg College legacy, we are proud to present you with the highest honor we can bestow.
It's not official until I say these words, Chad. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Gettysburg College and the laws of the Commonwealth, I hereby confer upon you, Chad Smith, the honorary degree of Doctor of Music with all the rights and privileges thereto. Congratulations. You're taller than me.
Congratulations to you, Chad. You're going to be good. I'm sorry about that. All right.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lauren Wise Bright, class of 1990 alum. Congratulations, class of 2026. I also have the great honor of serving as the chair of the Board of Trustees of Gettysburg College, and now I get to present to you the remaining 3 candidates for honorary degrees. Ms. Susan Eisenhower, please come forward. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Susan Eisenhower for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Susan Eisenhower, your lifelong connection to Gettysburg began with childhood visits to the Eisenhower farm and campus during President Dwight D. Eisenhower's years as a trustee and advisor to the college. You built a distinguished career in international diplomacy and political strategy, earning recognition for your work on U.S.-Soviet relations and service with institutions including Harvard, MIT, and NASA. You earned both the Distinguished Service Award from the Department of Energy and the Légion d'honneur of the French government. Of course, your most vital connection with this community has been through the Eisenhower Institute, which you co-founded in 1983. In 2009, EI partnered with Gettysburg College, establishing offices here on campus and in Washington, D.C. Through your mentorship of our students, you have personified intellectual rigor, integrity, and leadership. Susan Eisenhower, in recognition of all you've contributed to our students, to the college, and to the intellectual and diplomatic traditions of this country, we are proud to present you with the highest honor we can bestow.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees at Gettysburg College and the laws of the Commonwealth, I hereby confer upon you, Susan Eisenhower, the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights and responsibilities thereto. Congratulations, Susan.
Dr. James Basker, please come forward. Mr. President, I have the honor to present James Basker for the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
James Basker, you have devoted your career not only to writing, teaching, and understanding history, but also to helping the next generation deeply value it. As president and CEO of the Gilder Lehrman Institute, you have championed American history through programs, publications, and outreach at every academic level. You distinguished yourself as a student at Harvard, Cambridge, and finally Oxford, where you earned a doctorate in philosophy and were a Rhodes Scholar. As an educator at Harvard, Columbia, and now Barnard College, you have illuminated students on anti-slavery and African-American writings of the 18th and 19th century. Gettysburg College is grateful for your partnership and leadership, especially through the Lincoln Prize and our new online master's program in American history. James Basker, in recognition of your contributions to Gettysburg College and your devotion to our historical and educational values, we are proud to present you with the highest honor we can bestow.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees at Gettysburg College and the laws of the Commonwealth, I hereby bestow upon you, James Basker, the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights and the privileges thereto. Congratulations and thank you.
Congratulations.
And finally, Ms. Kate Anderson, please come forward. Mr. President, I have the honor to present Kate Anderson, class of 2009, for the degree of Doctor of Music, honoris causa.
Kate Anderson, yours is a story of choosing passion over convention. Following in the footsteps of your father, John Anderson, class of 1967, you came to Gettysburg as a Parker B. Wagnall Scholar, studying classical voice at the Sunderman Conservatory of Music, while earning honors in music and creative writing. After graduation, you moved to New York City and began working with the renowned Public Theater, but soon realized your true calling was composing. Your musicals have been performed off-Broadway and in London's West End, while your commissioned work for Apple TV and Disney Animation has earned industry recognition. Through your music, you have delighted audiences and brought imagination and joy to countless listeners. Taking the road less traveled, your path has led to your fulfillment and to this stage today. Kate Anderson, in recognition of your achievements, your courage, and the example you have set for these Gettysburg graduates and those to come, we are proud to present you with the highest honor we can bestow.
Kate, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Gettysburg College and the laws of the Commonwealth, I hereby confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Music with all the rights and privileges thereto. Congratulations and thank you for gracing us with your presence today.
Good morning, faculty, parents, grandparents, family members, mentors, fellow honorees, alumni, including John Anderson, who is class of 67, and my dad, members of the class of 2009 who made the trip to laugh at my jokes, and most importantly, the class of 2026. I'd like to start with a message to anyone who ever doubted me. Well, 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 look at me. I'm giving the commencement speech. Looks like I turned out pretty okay, music theory professor who gave me a C because I was late to class too many times. No, I'm totally kidding, you guys. I definitely deserve that C. Class of 2026, today you graduate from Gettysburg College. This is an incredible accomplishment and you should be very proud. Now, I feel I should warn you all that when people hear you went to Gettysburg, they're going to ask you two things. Number one, Gettysburg? That's in Virginia, right? And number two, Gettysburg, so you must know an awful lot about the Civil War. Just tell them you saw a ghost in your dorm room and they'll go away. Wow, this is crazy. I can't quite believe I'm up here today. Don't get me wrong, speaking at commencement was something of a bucket list dream of mine. I just thought I'd be like a hot, silver-haired lady in her early 60s with a couple of Oscars, Tony Awards, and Broadway hits under my proverbial girdle. And I'd stand up here imparting all of this infinite wisdom, and you'd all be like, "Lit, I'm fully hyped on my purpose now and ready to slay at giving the world a better vibe." And I did use a Gen Z translator for that part. But instead, President Giuliano deemed me ready now. So here I am, called up to the plate. There's a little irony here because for the second time in my life, I am standing on this stage feeling like, really? But what if I'm not ready? Maybe some of you can relate. If not, good for you. If you are ready to spread your wings and fly, taking the real world by storm, I admire and applaud you. But you should know that after today, you can't just say kneel anymore and get handed a bullet sub and some Utz's chips. There's no chicken finger Friday in the real world. And I even heard that there's a pub in the basement of Plank now where each student gets 2 free beers. You know what you can't use to pay for drinks in the real world? Your Gettysburg ID. Trust me, I've tried. Yes, after my commencement ceremony ended, I laid on a couch in the library and wept. A very kind librarian told me with pity in her eyes to take all the time I needed. So if that's you today, if you're sitting here smiling and trying to stay present while asking yourself, what if I'm not ready? What if I fail? I see you. I feel you. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to commit to the bit. Let me explain. In the late summer of 2005, I moved into Stein Hall, and this was not the cushy, central air-having Stein Hall that exists today. Oh, no. This was the cement bunker that hadn't been updated since the 1960s, and if you sat on the common room couch with bare legs, your skin would literally fuse to the vinyl. Stein alums, you probably get it. Brimming with the optimism of a new year, a new home, and the opportunity to meet cute boys, I was feeling myself. So when 2 guys on my hall decided that they would make a front porch outside of their dorm room, I thought this was hilarious. And when people are doing bits, I'm there for it. You all are no strangers to bits, I hear, like shouting, "Transfer!" when a poor soul drops a fork in servo, or wishing your tour guide pal happy birthday in front of their group of prospective freshmen. Yeah, right? Bits are the best. And a porch outside a dorm room? I mean, come on, genius. Anyway, in mere moments, our RI put the kibosh on the whole porch situation. Now, a normal person would have moved on, but I saw this as an opportunity to commit to the bit. This is a saying in entertainment. It means taking a joke to its furthest extreme and not breaking character regardless of how ridiculous it becomes. Oftentimes it means that things become really uncomfortable before they become funny again. But if you trust the process, the payoff can be sweet. Now naturally, I decided to hold a funeral for the porch. I made flyers, I donned a black dress, I read an original poem. I think I even went as far as to sing a few bars of Ave Maria. But committing to the bit that day did something. It brought people together. I had known these people for all of 2 days, but we were all nervous freshmen feeling out of our depth, and somebody needed to break the ice. So for that, I was more than happy to put my neck out and be the weird girl on Stein 2 for a minute. And so here is my first piece of sagely advice today. The fear of failure and shame keeps us from doing so much, and that is dumb. Because you know what people don't remember when you succeed? The part where you were vulnerable or cringy. If we never take risks, we never see rewards. And luckily, weird girl or not, the friends I made in the early days of life on Stein 2 are still some of my best friends to this day. And some of them are even here right now. Let's cut to 2009 when my freshman year roommate Caitlin and I moved to New York to start our post-college lives, sharing a stunning 2-bedroom apartment in a brownstone in the West Village. Just kidding. We shared a room the size of a single and apple and slept in bunk beds. You know, like adults do. We even had a pipe in our bathroom that we called hot pipe because if you touched it, it hurt. But nevertheless, I was a grown-up now, and it was time to figure out what I was going to do with my music major and creative writing minor from a liberal arts school. Now, this may be hard for some of you to hear, but I'm a millennial. I know, gross. But that means that me and my classmates graduated into the worst economic financial crisis since the Great Depression. In fact, I believe that was the main talking point in our commencement speech. It was a main talking point in our commencement speech that employment rates were at an all-time low. So the crying in the library is making more sense now. But no matter, that plucky, optimistic girl who just spent 4 years doing theater and singing a cappella, she wouldn't be brought down by a little recession, nay. Because you see, I've always been a little bit what your generation would call delulu. So when I was told to apply to something called the BMI Musical Theater Writing Workshop, I decided why not commit? I had never written an original song before, or at least not a real one. The most I'd ever done was parody lyrics for Foursquare's concerts or sorority events. But I put my fear and doubt aside, and I did it. I got into the workshop, met my writing partner, Elisa, and my life was forever changed. During the last 4 years, you've probably felt that deep inner knowing that you were tapped into something that felt right, like a purpose. That feeling is your inner voice telling you something. It's saying this is your path. This is what lights you up and gives you energy. Hopefully you felt it while learning something exciting or making art or building community, and not while sipping Long Island's on a Thursday night at Mama's. But anyway, when you hear that voice, it's important to listen to it. After I graduated, I got an administrative job at the New York's renowned Public Theater. It was a cool place to work, but my position felt like sitting on the sidelines watching other artists bring their dreams to life while I answered phones. So when the voice inside me said, quit your full-time job and pursue songwriting instead, would it have been smart for me to question it? Absolutely. My parents definitely did, and that's why I didn't tell them until I found myself at the dentist without dental insurance and realized I had to break the news. Sorry about that, Mom and Dad, and thank you for the filling. But anyway, I did quit my job. My writing partner and I decided that if we pretended we were full-time songwriters, then maybe one day we would be. If you build it, they will come, right? Commit to the bit. Between our survival nanny gigs, we met daily to write. With every new project and song, we faced the same fear and doubt seeping in as we put pen to paper, creating something that didn't exist before. At times, it felt ridiculous. At times, it felt like we were writing for no one. With every failure, every no we heard, and there were a lot of them, we continued to forge ahead, all the while wondering if it would ever pay off. 4 years in, we got our first big break. A best-selling author named Jodi Picoult was teaming up with a Broadway producer named Daryl Roth to adapt a new musical based on a book Jodi wrote with her daughter Sammy. It was called Between the Lines, and we were hired to write the music and lyrics. From there, we were invited into bigger and bigger rooms: Disney Animation, Apple TV, Warner Brothers, and more. It happened slowly. At no point did we ever feel like, okay, we made it. We can stop worrying now. On the contrary, the higher we climbed, the more it felt like it could all go away. And though we gained confidence with each job, there were many moments where our egos were massively checked. There were projects that received bad reviews, algorithms that buried our work, managers who told us to give up on dreams, a pandemic that cost us a shot at Broadway, agents who dropped us after strikes that decimated our industry. Many, many, many times it would have been easy to drop the bit, to give up and give in. Instead, we stayed in character. In retrospect, the humbling moments in a career are often the most important. Once, while walking to have a lunch meeting with a famous actor, strutting down the sidewalk in my cute jumpsuit, feeling like I'd really made it, boom, I face-planted hard on a busy sidewalk. It prompted my writing partner and I to coin the term humble tumble. I've learned that life is full of humble tumbles, because if you get too cocky, life will inevitably remind you to chill. Humility is a good thing. That's not to say confidence isn't important. On the contrary, confidence makes us speak up when we have something to say. It makes us trust our guts. But it is important to know when we know what we're talking about and when to sit back and listen. Confidence and humility actually go hand in hand. And here's another piece of advice given to me by a top executive at Disney Animation. Play nice in the sandbox. Collaboration is not competition. It's bringing what you know to the table and listening to what others have to say. It's trust. It's building something together piece by piece. The end result is usually way better than anything you ever could have done alone. I recently committed to the ultimate bit. I became a parent. Talk about commitment. And though I'm new at it, I can safely say it's the most important role I've taken on thus far. And man, does it feel ridiculous sometimes. But again, that payoff is pretty darn sweet. I bet all the parents agree with me on that today. Let's give it up for our parents, grandparents, and anyone else who helped us forge the path that got us here today. There is still much I haven't yet achieved, many challenges left to face, and it's not like the world is getting any easier. Things are, in many ways, a lot harder now than they were in 2009, and I know that that's not news to you all. So when you walk into the library, it's that first couch on the right, and you're going to want to just curl up in the fetal position, and no, actually, we're not doing that. If you give in to fear and cynicism, then what happens? Nothing. It only gets worse. So I challenge you, class of 2026, commit to the bit. Take a leap of faith and do something. And when it gets uncomfortable, don't give up, because something magical might happen. You might inspire someone else to do the same. And in this world that's becoming harder by the day, seeing someone else committing to making it easier might make us all feel a little less hopeless. There's strength in numbers, and you might be the encouragement someone else needs to keep on going. Because, hey, we all know what happens with a good bit, right? It catches on. Whew, look at that. 10 minutes ago, I was terrified to give this speech, but see, we made it to the end. I think maybe we're all gonna be okay. And yeah, you probably won't remember a word I said today, and that's honestly fine. But know this, today, you officially become alumni of Gettysburg College. Welcome to the club, friends. We are psyched to have you. The shared experience of this college is something very special, one that bridges generations. Your fellow alumni are here to help you. We've been where you sit today, and we remember how exhilarating and terrifying it is at the same time. And though you are off to new bunk beds and new apartments, with new hot pipes and new cities, Gettysburg College will always be your home, so don't forget to visit. Congratulations, class of 2026. Go out there and commit to the bit, and when you're out celebrating tonight, don't forget to pour one out for the Stein 2 front porch.
Wow, Kate, that was phenomenal. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and reflections with us. We now proceed with the formal recognition of the bachelor's degrees, and I will introduce the provost to introduce you.
Thank you. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree please rise if you are able? President Giuliano, these students have completed all requirements leading to the degree of Bachelor of Arts. Upon recommendation of the faculty, I ask you to confer upon them this degree.
You guys ready? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Gettysburg College and the laws of the Commonwealth, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts. I admit you to the rights and privileges which pertain to the bachelor's degree, and I charge you to use responsibly the learning and the insight that you have acquired. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and you may be seated. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree please rise if you are able? President Giuliano, these students have completed all requirements leading to the degree of Bachelor of Science. Upon recommendation of the faculty, I ask you to confer upon them this degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Gettysburg College and the laws of the Commonwealth, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science. I admit you to the rights and privileges which pertain to the bachelor's degree and charge you to use responsibly the learning and insight that you have acquired. Congratulations.
Congratulations, and you may be seated. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Music please rise if you are able? President Giuliano, these students have completed all requirements leading to the degree of Bachelor of Music. Upon recommendation of the faculty, I ask you to confer upon them this degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Gettysburg College and the laws of the Commonwealth, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Music. I admit you to the rights and privileges which pertain to the bachelor's degree, and I charge you to use responsibly the learning and the insight that you have acquired. Congratulations.
Congratulations again. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Music Education please rise if you are able? President Giuliano, these students have completed all requirements leading to the degree of Bachelor of Music Education. Upon recommendation of the faculty, I ask you to confer upon the student this degree.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Gettysburg College and the laws of the Commonwealth, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Music Education. I admit you to the rights and privileges which pertain to the bachelor's degree, and I charge you to use responsibly the learning and the insight you have acquired. Congratulations.
Following the ROTC acknowledgements, graduates will come forward at the direction of student marshals. According to academic tradition, the class of 2026 salutatorians and valedictorians will receive their diploma last, so we'll wait on that. Now, out of respect for the entire graduating class, I ask everyone to please remain in your seats. And I'm also asked, according to the script, as I always have been, to ask you to hold your applause until the end of the diploma presentation. I am, however, in my final act as marshal of this college, winking at that.
Will our senior members of the Gettysburg College ROTC cadets, Christopher Flares and Ethan Palmer, please stand? Graduates and families, later today, these Gettysburg College ROTC cadets with the Blue Mountain Battalion will commission as United States Army officers. They have stepped forward in the spirit of this land to advance and protect the freedoms we hold dear. Please join me in extending our deepest thanks for their valor and their service. You may be seated.
Okay. For the degree Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude, President of the senior class, Ainsley Elizabeth Lane. For the degree Bachelor of Arts cum laude, Vice President of the senior class, Madison Simone Meyer. For the degree Bachelor of Arts summa cum laude, Treasurer of the senior class, Rachel Herr. For the degree Bachelor of Arts cum laude, Secretary of the senior class, Abigail Ruggiero. For the degree Bachelor of Arts, Rocco Richard Abdenur. Raz Aftabi. Claire Elizabeth Ali. Robert John Allen. Aidan Rory Amersakis. Emma Rose Anderson. Philomena Bulakwet Antolin. Jamilet Milagros Antoine. Ari Ba. Lillian McCoy Ball. Axel Alexander Barantes. John David Battistelli. Samuel Avedis Bazarian. Morgan Elizabeth Beggs. Yasin Hamid Belkadi. Jack Gregory Bellantone. Jacob Hunter Bernardo. Yomari Bonifacio Garcia. Constantine Borionis. Danae Destin Bowen. Natalie Victoria Boyd. Joshua James Burke. Grace Tian Cabales. Carly Hay Cameron. Daniel Adam Carney. Yoli Chavez. Parker Lewis Cohen. Anthony Joseph Como. Chloe Judith Conaway. Nicholas John Conti. Naomi Cordero Diaz. Hillary Grace Cornett. Isabel Michelle Coop. Ewan Gregory Cross. Joseph Paul Damare. Cassandra Jean DeBleek. Aubrey Taylor DeFries. Nathaniel Rudolph DeLorenzo. Luke James Dennison. Michael James DeRenzo. Amy Diesler. Fiona Grace Doherty. Shane Daniel Dowling. Davia Sharika Edwards. Marlene Edwards. Lorena Espinoza Herrera. Josiane Marie Ngoa Eteme. Jack Fahey. Willie Patricia Feliz Laura. Magdalena Eve Fernald. Samuel Gibson Fickus. Casey Fisher. Christopher Joseph Flares. Ava Grace Floss. Liam Essex Flynn. Sal Joseph Formizano. Tiger Frenette. Bruno Gianfranco Garcia. Jonah Emilio Gelsi. Carolyn Ann Gensinger. Ayana Alexis Gilbert. Ashley Gomez Rodriguez. Alicia Erica Gonzalez. Sandra Gradsky. Christopher Haddix. Gavin Charles Hall. Catherine Patricia Harrington. Wally Harrison Lundbald. Charles Paul Henry. Bryce Thomas Hogan. Noah Ethan Holgado. Sarah Louise Whipshen. Abu Herrera. Sarah Khadim Hussain. Kevin Tash Hun. William Frederick Jackson. William Lee Yeager. Michael Christopher Jarrell. Shahana Laila Kamal. Sophia Rose Karadzis. Julia Marilyn Katzenmoyer. Kylie Keller. Courtney Elizabeth Kelly. Ethan Michael Kessler. Faiza Hasib Khan. Colin Patrick Kilbreth. Patrick James Kilcoyne II. Wesley Jameson King. Quentin Lewis Kiss. Zachary Klein. Natalie Serena Landry. Brendan Curtis Lockie. Joshua David Levan. Valerie Joy Lawton. Felicity Thuy Lay. Emily Christine Lewis. Christian Lazinski. William Roberts Lightcap. Adelaide Melvin Lurch. Leda Lizette Lopez. David Richard Ludwig. Lily Ann Mader. Arham Arif Mahmood. Catherine Laurie Manchester. Aiden Daniel Martin. Joseph B. Martin Jr. Ariane Martinez Marquez. Maximilian Anthony McAllister. James Joseph McCarran V. Edward Andrew McGowan. Luke Matthew McGowan. Abigail Ann McMonigal. Skylar June McMorrow. Connor James McPortland. Elena Patrick K. McPherson. Jane Lynn Mazzanati. Gabrielle Miller. Mia Elizabeth Moriali. Ati Masiza. Devon Mulet Soltran. Robert Murphy. Thomas Mitchell Myers. Fortune Nosakari. Matthew Ryan O'Connor. Evan Joseph O'Dowd. William Southwick Ayler. Cynthia Itzel Ortiz Sanchez. Norel Victoria Paluska. Nicole Christine Patterson. Hannah Elizabeth Pierce. Hugo M. Pochin. Edward Alexander Porter. Hannah Nicole Preble. Miller Rathman Preshlak. Ahana Raj Bhandari. Jack Radford Regenton. Bryce Campbell Timberlake Reed. Liliana Marie Riley. Emerson Elizabeth Ryder. Willem Nathaniel Roulotte. Patrick Gillen Rogers. Jason Christopher Ruscam. Hillary Jane Roth. Maria Gabriela Ruby. Caitlin Elizabeth Roopsaman. Amelia Ray Sacento. Trey Kevin Sakis III. April Camilla Sanchez. Jasmine Sanchez Iricky. Alden Ian Sands. Benjamin Joseph Sarnitsky. Charter Bates Sassville. Morgan May Saunders. Maggie A. Sadlak. John Tyler Seaman. John Robert Simaski. Harsh M. Shah. Eli Sherman. Abigail L. Smith. Andrew Lynn Smith. Emma Caroline Smith. Olivia Noel Smith. Sarah Catherine Smith. Gavin Andrew Springer. Tom Leonard Stephans. Arthur Lewis Stubbs. Tawa Trofik Tamba. Simon Lucas Taylor. Maxwell Alexander Toman. Kyle Joseph Thompson. Adam Benjamin Torres. Kyle Traynor. Brendan Martin Trotta. Logan Angelo Troy. Arden Rose Tuft. Catherine Marie Tyson. Morgan Grace Unger. Charles Unkafer. Kellen Gregory Urban. Conrad David Van Borg. John Gregory Verosco. Matthew Andrew Vivona. Rory Joe Wainwright. Elliot Wakefield. Leah Amelia Warshawski. Raymond Ratran Washington. Tyler Elijah Wells. Alexander Spence Wilkie Vesio. Joshua Julian Williams. Nate Williams. Randall Amir Wilson. Mason Wesley Wise. Samantha Christine Woolery. Seamus O'Neill Wyatt. Ru Yelzasova. Jack Andrew Zappi. For the degree Bachelor of Science, Arya Bashal. Dylan Lee Beidelman. Olivia Ann Blueswitz. Ryan Thomas Borgman. Jordan Avery Brown. August Butcher. Natalie Nicole Campos. Hannah Collins. Joseph Abraham Capola. Obapa Anesiwa Dankwa Smith. Amelia Doe. Kate Elizabeth Dukoff. Maxim Epstein. Alexander David Estes. Rita Ezeki. Jacob Alexander Fletcher. Michael Thomas Gaetano. Sophia Gingrich. Tanaka Gabriel Gozo. Deja Cassie Hill. Nathaniel Thomas Huang. Kimberly Ann Hopkins. JC Josephine Waikochea. Saleha Iftikhar. Tamid Khan. Maria Alex Kiori King. Maya Lily Noller. Sania Isis Lamoni. Isaiah Loris. Nancy Marlene Linares. James Paul Liu. Sarah Natalie Marcus. Alexander Michael McDonald. Georgia Marie Mercer. Shruti Dhara Mishra. Maribel Morales Lagunas. Noah Andrew Moradi. Zamaria Javan Morris. Yasmin Noreen Muhammad. Bao Lam Huyen. Tiana Jessie Norris. Matthew Brian Olson. Angeles Pagan. Robert Dennis Papadeus. Allison Rose Radolovich. Megan Robles. Emma Rose Rukozak. William Michael Rollo. Mason Rose. Isaac John Shannon. Donwa Sen. Caitlin Rose Fierick Snow. Claire Geraldine Soto. Michael Patrick Sunderland. Carly Theodore. Liam Michael Villanti. Matthew Scott Wagner. Jake Patrick Walsh. Brandon Wu. Griffin Timo Zorger. Michael Richard Zrelak IV. For the degree Bachelor of Music, Moshe Mayuri. For the degree Bachelor of Music Education, Ella Rose Rideway. For the degree Bachelor of Arts, cum laude, Giselle Allen Castro. Keaton Ellery Aliberte. Stella Ann Anderson. Rayon Aparicio. Nicolette Julia Armeda. Elena Rose Arnoli. Gavin James Banyas. Petra Eileen Brown. James Matthew Burke. Chris Busby. Caroline Patricia Button. Rodrigo Antonio Cavarales. Matthew Comley Catalano. Sophia Sabina Chesner. Peter Thomas Corcoran. Jane Elizabeth Diatella. Morgan Olivia DeFridas. Sabrina Lee DeSorbo. Joshua Robert Fackler. Alexander Fallon. Maximilian James Ferguson. Patrick Stephen Flaherty. Quincy Thomas Flett. Chloe Ward Garnier. Vito Terrence Galello. Brendan Patrick Galvin. Lynette Alessandra Garcia. Liberty Ann Garza. Riley Ann Gerbero. Catherine Lucille Gilbride. Thomas Emmett Goldsboro. Alexis Teo Gonzalez. Henry Adam Grasso. Wendy Stefani Reyes Casimiro. Patrick William Gunnison. Amir Habil. Natalie Marie Hall. William Reynolds Headley. Emily Ann Ayako Hyler. Fu Quoc Huang. Annabeth Holsinger. Eliza M. Hoover. Griffin Joseph Howe. Ashley Pearson Hybels. Sean Michael Kennedy. Jan Philip Klinger. John Thomas Knowles. Elizabeth Kramer. Kyler Benjamin Cruson. Jerry Pei Kula II. Abriana Gabrielle Larson. Matthew Wayne Leishore. Sofia Leiba Alvarez. Mika Limhoko. Samantha Newton Lennon. Iftikhar Mahmood. Alison Rose Mariani. Patrick McAuliffe. Sage Marie McHattie. Emily Molan. Andrea Isabel Molina. El Yasmin Monzon. Joseph Atia Morales. Eliza Christina Morgan. Emma Elizabeth Murphy. Grace Elizabeth Nelson. Kyle Braden Northrop. Andres Nunez Castaneda. Bridget Mary O'Brien. Kelly Rose O'Donnell. Lynn Thuy Phan. Sebastian Picon. Violet Rana. Paul David Ratkovich. Meg Rayner. Justin Walker Ryan. Justin Louis Ritchie. Laken R. Ridenauer. Alvaro Javier Rocha. Emerson Rodriguez. Caitlin Elizabeth Shaffrey. Madeline Rose Swycord. Graydon Verisco. Mac Waldron. Emma Rose Ward. Michael Allen Hooks Wigdor. Ryan Jacob Wooten. Riley Elizabeth York. For the degree Bachelor of Science Cum Laude, Yaman Acharya. Simon Adhikari. Uwen Nok Fong Boy. Adam Contract. Erin Nicole Cooney. Diana Rowe Crawford. Cheryl Krenzel. Kendall Jane Erpenbeck. Angela Grace Flacco. Abigail Joy Jonta. Will Hetzel. Isabella Alexandra Cull. Win Min An Lu. Emily Diane Lyons. Colleen Ann McGovern. Aiden Mess, Philip Wheeler Nave, Akriti Nepal, Nishant Nobune, Maya Lure Atherholt Parbis, Mian Pham, Philip Tu Pham, River Vu Pham, Treat Merlin Min Phan, Elodie Lucille Reeves, Sunny's Shrestha, Esther Tejabo, Kate Tuan Tran, Lin Fang Tran, Scott Parker Vakiner, Dipanjali Wazir, Noah Wolf, Lorenzo Zulo, for the degree Bachelor of Arts magna cum laude, Yashima Adhikari, Adriana Magdalene Ashcraft, Lola Ray Balcom, Ella Elizabeth Beam, Alexander Lee Beck, Lillian Rose Boudreau, Timothy Kevin Breslin Jr., Malachi Briscoe, Alessia May Buazo, Chloe Noel Colbach, Britt Elizabeth Collins, Karis Rees Cook, Ella Hardin Dawson, Kaylee Marie DiCaprio, Anna Carolina Delana Curry, Christian Charles Dusing, Hai Duan, Alexis Catherine Doyle, Sasha Thies Dudek, Oliver Stephen Durie, Olivia Michelle Evans, Bennett David Freeman, Kyla Shea Garrison, Colin Goodwin, Cassidy Elizabeth Haynes, Solange Mariel Hernandez Lopez, Mackenzie Deal Huff, Colin Patrick Hughes, Anna Husinovich, Cameron Rose Ayaquinta, Benny W. Kassoff, Sophia Catherine Ludell Lang. Kang Nyok Dan Lei. Cooper Jackson Lehman. AJ McCool. Aubrey Alexa Mandichak. Alexander J. Marino. Kira Rose McDevitt. Lauren Ruth Miranda. Rachel Wynn. Adelaide Wynn. Margaret O'Malley. Ethan Scott Palmer. Luke Pilon. Louis Allen Pummel. Lee Wendy Rappens. Saima Rafiq Siddiqui. Philip Joseph Stasko II. Catherine Jane Thompson. Carol Tuong. Harry Robert Turner. Alice Lynn Van Eden. Anne Elizabeth Weaver. Jason Walter Whalen. Annie Witham. Abigail Ann Woodcomb. Jules Young. For the degree Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude, Jackson Bambrick. Prabesh Bista. L. Rose Bignati. Benjamin Logan Casanelli. Emma Collier. Elise Daly. James Elliott Humphrey. Adib Kabir. Athena Alexandra Comitas. Rachel Mackenzie Lloyd. Bryn Elizabeth Maherda. Megan MacArthur. Min Tu Huang Nguyen. Win Quang Nguyen. Senti Nyok Nguyen. Tyne Viet Nguyen. Avery Claudia Palanjan. Bishruti Rijal. Alfredo Roman Hordan. Rafaela Sanchez Rodriguez. Bautian Angel Tong. For the degree Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude, Michael James Aaron. Alexis Victoria Berkey. Anne Elizabeth Bolenbaugh. Gianna Bona. Julie Elizabeth Breedveld. Emily Marie Burke. Elizabeth Victoria Callan. Kieran Caves. Marisa Connors, Catherine Claire Cornett, Dominic Robert Deluzio, Mitra Zong, Dylan Eck, Samantha Esperidion, Elise Lauren Fox, Abigail G. Gold, Sophia Luna Gutierrez, Tyler Bradbury Hilson, Choi Ian Huang, Georgia K. Kirkendall, Kyla Cassidy Lorden, Michael Roger Loringer, Cole Edward McCartney, Julia Marie Minor, Leah Rose Nath, Riley Jane Nolan, Piper Lynn O'Neill, Thuy Trang Pham, Elizabeth Ann Prideaux, Beatrice Slavin Trigo, Kenzie Aurora Smith, Madeline Helene Sukup, Gracie Spitaro, Isabel Josiane Staley, Andrew Riley Thibodeau, Madeline Grace Ullman, Nicole Natalie Watson, Trevor Gabriel Wakely. For the degree Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude, Ethan Andrew Acevedo, Maximilian Nicholas Alves, Yashaswe Amatya, Catherine Ann Anderson, Anthony Joseph Capone, Asher Devine, Owen Michael Galanak, Savarna Gautam, Connor Clark Grubb, Bramley Elizabeth Hawkins, Aubrey Irene Hetherington, Mary Hope Hegel, William Michael Leopold, Cameron Deanna Mackay, Carissa Michelle Mobley, Memuna Binte Mustafiz, Don C. Wynn, Tabitha Joey Rosario, Aiden Jack Sarmier, Ward Alden Sarvis, Prakriti Thapa, Holly Nicole Bowman, I now have the pleasure of recognizing two very special members of the class of 2026. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude salutatorian of the class of 2026, Alice Mayan Nok Win. And for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, summa cum laude valedictorian of the class of 2026, Rebecca Grace Ruggles.
Okay, there is a special tradition at commencement when graduates move their tassels from the right side to the left, signifying their new status as bachelor degree holders. Members of the class of 2026, I now invite you to do so. Congratulations. It's now my pleasure to introduce Lauren Meehan Keefe, a member of the class of 2009 and the president of the Alumni Board of Directors.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you on this important day in your lives. On behalf of more than 33,000 Gettysburg College Alumni Association members, I'd like to extend our heartfelt congratulations to the class of 2026. It has become a tradition that the Alumni Association presents each graduating senior with the stole of gratitude that you wear today. While this is a gift to you, you, in turn, will honor the tradition by presenting the stole to someone, a family member, a friend, or perhaps a faculty or staff member who played a significant role in helping you to achieve your goals at Gettysburg College. I hope that you'll take the opportunity following today's ceremony to present the stole to someone who has made your Gettysburg experience special. I am honored to officially welcome you to our very special Alumni Association, whose members have already played a large part in your Gettysburg experience and who are ready and waiting to help you as you take your next steps. Please know how much we have been rooting for you and how honored we are to have you stand among us. We are eager to know you and connect with you and to find ways to support you as you move forward in life. Finally, and most importantly, the baton of responsibility for the future of our college begins to pass your way. Your alma mater has thrived for 194 years through the ongoing engagement and support of alumni, parents, and friends. I urge you to become the leaders of your generation in sustaining that tradition too. I wish you the very best in this next chapter in your lives. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you for that, Lauren. Now I am pleased to welcome to the podium Jules Young, a member of the class of 2026, to lead us in the singing of the alma mater. The alma mater is printed on the inside back cover of your program. Jules will be accompanied by the Commencement Brass Ensemble. After the singing of the alma mater, the benediction will be pronounced, and the audience will be asked to rise if able.
of orange and blue. Whenever thy loyal ones gather to awaken fond memory, our thoughts shall be turned alma mater, old Gettysburg, back to thee. Forever am I thy debtor, and whatever else I may do, I'll love, I'll defend, and I'll honor the glorious orange and blue.
Please be seated. Please pray with me. Dearest friend, we declare again that you are love. Multiply our imagination in infinite ways such that we continue to surprise ourselves. We have toiled and labored through good and bad days to live days of our dreams. O God, in your mercy, let us not take this journey for granted. Let us treasure our planet and all of the people that we share it with. Let us treasure this connection knowing that Earth is our home. If there is any lesson that we have left unlearned, it is how to love. God of all creation, lover of our souls, teach us. For the sake of life and all those both living and dead with whom we share life, with God of all creation, lover of our souls, teach us how to love. Let us do more than live to work and die, for we are only dust, destined to return to dust. God of all creation, teach us through all of the beauty and pain that we call life, how is it that we are to love? Be kind to us, O God, for the sea is so big and our ships are so small. Ashe and Amen.
We have a few announcements. Immediately after commencement exercises, light refreshments will be served at our departmental receptions in the following locations. For the arts and humanities, there will be the atrium and the dining center. Social sciences and interdisciplinary programs will be in the bullet hall of the College Union building. Natural sciences, mathematics, and computer science in the Science Center. A full list by major is available on the Commencement website. The QR code can be found on page 3 of your program. Following President Giuliano's charge to the class of 2026, we will begin our recessional. The graduates will follow the faculty down the center aisle and towards Memorial Field, that way. We kindly ask that families remain in their seats until all the graduates have departed this commencement site, and I thank you for that.
You stand here for a second. So, after 38 years of teaching, Professor Michael Berkner, a proud graduate of the class of 1972, is retiring from Gettysburg College and today represents his final commencement ceremony as Marshal. Michael, words cannot describe the impact you have had on this college, how much you mean to all of us and to our students. But I'll try a few numbers just to demonstrate the impact. This is his 11th commencement as Marshal, 65 History 300 classes taught, 47 years of teaching college students, 57 years of triangulating the evidence for those researchers out there, thousands of lives touched, through your academic rigor, your curiosity, and your unwavering belief in this community. Michael, we wish you a wonderful retirement, including your next big project, which is writing a new book on a history of Gettysburg College. Please join me in thanking Professor Berkner.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. It is now my honor to deliver the charge to the class of 2026. As is true for every generation, you are graduating into a world filled with challenges and opportunities. You have spent the most formative years of your life not just at any college, but at a college whose history and location compels us to honor the sacrifices of those who came before us. As you prepare to step out into the world as Gettysburg College graduates, remember that we do not cross oceans alone. You will always have this community with you. So, inspired by the lives of Professor Berkner and our honorary degree recipients, and moved by the words of our commencement speakers, Ms. Rudy and Kate, my charge to you is simply this: be all in. Be all in for your family and friends. Be all in for your colleagues and communities. Be all in for a world that needs you. Make a promise to yourself that you will embrace life's uncertainty, that you will show up as your true, authentic self, that you will live the questions now, and that you will, always and forever, be committed to the bit. Class of 2026, we believe in you. At this time, I would ask our graduates to please stand. On behalf of all of us here at Gettysburg College, I want to thank our families, friends, and distinguished guests for joining us at this commencement ceremony. As president, it is now my privilege to present the class of 2026. Congratulations and do great work.